Firstly, this morning, let's analyze the statement from Davido when he said he single-handedly drove NSE out of Nigeria market and brought Mattel into Nigerian market, making it more popular and thereby growing the entire estimate of Mattel by 22% globally. And some people are not quite happy with that because people think this guy is just bluffing, man. This guy just lying. He's just trying to just cap nonsense. Someone said he's not lying. Nigerian men really do be buying Mattel nowadays. As an avid club goer, I watch the transition in real life. Well, other people still don't believe that Davido is making any sense. Well, let's listen to Davido's statements first.
We design. Next thing, I'm getting a call, fly to Germany to meet the owner. I'm like, yo, send a jet, man. Commercials, I would promote it. Same thing happened with Martell. Yeah. When Martell came and I grew Martell's GDP in Africa over 22%. Yeah. That's one individual doing that. That's not like 10 artists doing that. That's one individual. I'm talking about basically I chased Hennessy out of Nigeria. I'm telling you, you go to the club, it's hard to see a Hennessy bottle. It's all Martell. Martell, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So just even that again, I got called by the boss. Yeah. Flew me out on the Martell jet. Yeah. To Cognac in France. Yeah. And sat me down and we restructured the whole deal. They gave me my own bottle. I got a percentage in the bottle now.
Now you heard what Davido said, that he single-handedly drove NSC out of Nigeria market, that you can hardly go to any club and see NSC bottle. Now most bottle you see is Mattel. Well guys, let us really elaborate on that. I know some of you have some kind of dislike towards Davido, and some of you really like Davido a lot. Because if you check some comments under this section, you will see a lot of crazy talk. Someone said, NSC when they sell wella, na him is Oshun farmer they try ridicule. Well, if we are completely honest, if I may even ask this question, for instance, guys, if you have a brand and you have the money to sign one of all those artists, all the artists you know in Nigeria, if you are coming to Nigeria, coming to Africa, all the artists you know in Africa, in Nigeria, who are you going to sign to be your brand representative? Be honest. The person that you know that is going to push your brand. Because nowadays, artists just want to sign brand deals just for the money alone. They don't want to put in the work. I myself, I'm not a Davido fan. But if I want to sign an artist, if I have the money to rebrand a product, and I have the money to sign the biggest artist in Africa, if I want to sign an artist, honestly, I'm going to go for Davido, guys. Because I think I might get my money returned. There's a 50% chance that I'm going to get my money returned. Unlike signing other artists who are just reluctant. They don't even promote your brand. It seems like you are even begging them. They don't post your brand on their social media. They don't even promote it. They don't even talk about it. Nothing. The only thing you do is just pay them and pay them and pay them. Davido is the number one brand ambassador that I will advise brands to go for. When you put Wizkid, I'm going to say it, when you put Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido, Rema, and other artists into a table and you tell me to pick, to advise any brand, honestly, I will tell you go for Davido. Leave the hell out of the rest. Because the rest, most of all those big stars do not put in the work. They just want to get the money. They do not put in the work to constantly talk about brands. Talk about the brand they are assigned to. Nada. So I don't want to specifically bring out an artist and be like, oh, this is what this artist did. There are so many Nigerian artists that are assigned to brands stuff. But you don't know because they do not promote the brands. So many Nigerian artists has lost their brand deal because you don't know. They do not promote the brands. So many Nigerian artists are unable to renew their brand deals because they do not promote the brands. But somebody like Davido, honestly, I don't care what anybody says. I think I'm gonna go with Davido on that particular statement. Yes, go to a club and tell me how many NSC bottles, most especially now that people are kind of like skeptical that there are a bunch of fake NSC bottles in Nigeria. So that also contributed a lot. NSC is a really big brand, bigger than, when it comes to capital, bigger than the Mattel. But then again, we are talking about Nigerian market now. They are growing, and very soon they might even overtake NSC. So let's move past that. Let's talk about Chris Brown, who was arrested in United Kingdom over an issue he had 2023. That is 2 years ago in UK. Well, the issue came back hunting him down recently. You know, Chris Brown has a tour coming in UK, and I think that's the reason why he's in UK currently, just to get prepared for the concert that is coming. Because if you check here now, if you check from, I think from on the, if you check the date, the tour date, from June 8th, no, from, I think from June 15 to July 3, Chris Brown will be in UK touring all their stadium. All the stadium in UK, Chris Brown will be touring there. Most of their stadium, not all, most of their stadium in UK, Chris Brown will be touring there. So it makes sense if Chris Brown was in UK to do some rehearsal and to do some finalization. To finalize everything. It makes sense. Well, unfortunately, what he wasn't expecting is to be arrested in UK in his hotel over an issue, a bottle fight issue in a club, an incident that happened in a club in 2023. There is this DJ that was DJing in the club. He said something happened between himself and Chris Brown and his crew, and Chris Brown carried a bottle of tequila and hit it on his head. Bottle of tequila, really, really strong. And hit it on his head, and now he's been arrested for it. They say Chris Brown arrested for allegedly smashing tequila bottle over music producer head at a nightclub in 2023. So we do not know he has been arrested, if he has been released today, but as yesterday, he was arrested and taken into custody to just cross-examine him to know his involvement and what happened. You know, other people have access to good lawyers. So most definitely, they might release him really, really, really soon without much complication. Meanwhile, the DJ, the music producer who is pursuing this suit, is not pursuing a criminal lawsuit. Is pursuing a civil lawsuit demanding for the sum of 16 million US dollars from Chris Brown. He said, Chris Brown, you know what? Give me 16 million US dollars and I'm good for my trauma, for my whatsoever, for my medical bills, and also for the thing I have to sustain and the job I have to lost. Just pay me 16 million US dollars. I'm good. It is not ever possible that Chris Brown will ever pay that guy even $1 million. But I'm thinking they might settle for close to like £200,000 or £300,000. Or Chris Brown might just decide to deny it. And if there are video footages, then if they are also kind of like witnesses, they might testify and Chris Brown is cooked, and they might also want to settle as well. But then again, Chris Brown is having a talk coming, and they said it's linked to when he said free Tory Lanez. You know, Tory Lanez was stabbed close to 14 times, and there is a new evidence that Tory Lanez might not be guilty of what he's being jailed for over Mega The Stallion shooting. And then Chris Brown tweeted, wrote on his Instagram page, free Tory Lanez, and I think some Rock Nation guys are coming for Chris Brown trying to implicate him in one thing or the other. Well, let's see how the case will go. Most definitely, they are going to release Chris Brown. I am fully in support of Chris Brown. He's my guy. Release that guy. Misunderstanding Apple, but Chris Brown, I wouldn't want to say he's guilty. This is just a mere allegations. Something about the media is that always we always pass judgment even before the final conclusion, even before investigation. He is not guilty until proven guilty. So hold your peace. People can be arrested over an allegation and then cross-examined and then released with bail condition. That's just it, guys. So, guys, have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Catch you guys next time. Peace.